Hello friends, welcome to my channel, Knits by Scent. I hope everyone is doing well. I'm doing great. I cannot complain. The weather is starting to calm down a little bit. Don't feel like the devil's breath outside today. It has been pretty hot up here in Virginia, down here in Virginia, depending on where you're viewing from. Today, actually, I think it's about high 70s, low 80s, low to mid 80s, which is pretty nice. Um, so, yeah, I welcome the change. This is like my perfect weather for me. I was going to do a video last week, but my husband and I had went on a camping trip, and so I decided I didn't want to rush to get everything I want to talk about together. And I was like, you know what? I'll just do it when I'm off, and when we get back. And so yesterday I was off unexpectedly. I think my schedule got changed without someone telling me, but whatevs. I enjoyed my time off. Started working on a new project, which I'm going to share with you guys in a few minutes. And see, today I had breakfast with my good friend Dion. She is starting her own business as a doula. If you, and it's more than like a birthing coach. It's way more than that. And I'm so excited for her. So we were like brainstorming some things that she's getting her business like together to get it up and running and everything. And I was telling her how like the two groups that I'm a part of, which is the Crochet Guild in Manassas, Virginia, and also there's they don't call it the Knitting Guild, but basically it's the same thing. It's a knitting group up in also Manassas, Virginia. And so I was saying, like, we do projects like the little prams for the children who have to go through physical assessments if they've had some trauma, and also like preemie hats and things like that. And she's like, oh, so she wants to do something special for her clients. And so she asked me if I could make baby booties for her. I've never made baby booties before, but I know there are a ton of videos out there. So I was like, yeah, I would love to do that. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. But anyway, let me talk to you about some of the things that I've completed. I have 3 completed projects here with me, and then I have 4 projects surrounding me that I'm working on all at the same time, which is okay because I tend to get bored with projects, even if they're kind of quick projects. Maybe not like baby booties, like that's pretty fast, but like a wrap such as this one right here, which is not necessarily long and complicated. This here, my crescent shawl. I don't know what I did with the wrap on the cake, but it's a red heart. I do know it's a red heart roll with it, rainbow. But I forget which colorway this is. It's really, really nice. And I just did it because I have yarn to part with and make stuff, and I don't know. So I thought that then it was pretty easy to do. I also wanted to see like how big one skein or one cake would be. So it's not too bad. It kind of just reminds me of like a mini cape. So for me, mind you, I'm tall, so it kind of comes down to like about my elbows, like right to the crook of my elbows. So for me, that's pretty cool. So like if you have like a sundress on, or a tank top or something sleeveless, and you need something to cover your arms, but you don't necessarily want a shirt. Like if you have like your personal summers, like I have every now and then, so you just get a little chill, and then you get hot and you want to take it off. So yeah, that's my life a little bit. But anyway, so I thought, oh, this is cool. So I did that. Don't remember how long it took me. Maybe a week or 2. It wasn't like a main project. So I'm gonna put this right here on my phone holder out of my way. All right, this is the undertone shawl that I made, also with roll with it melange yarn. It is pretty darn long. So yeah, you guys are looking at the front side. You can see that center decrease seam. This was a knit project. The other thing was a the crescent was a crochet project. I love these colors. So for this, I used, I think it was like maybe 2.5 cakes. You see, like right there. It's not perfect, but it was my first time doing it. And so the center seam goes up to here, and then here's the other wing that, you know, as you're decreasing, the other wing happens. That's a little arm workout. Oh, goodness gracious. All right, so I think it took me like 2.5 of the roll with it Millage yarns of cake yarn. Cake, whatever. You know what I'm trying to say, right? You guys get me. Okay, so anyway, I don't know how to wear this. I will play around with it. Plus, I'm sitting in it so big to like put on, but that's okay. I like this thing. It is big, and I know I'm not wearing this correctly, but you know what? It's okay because I'm not going to keep it on because it was sure enough make me hot sitting here. Let's try it this way. Yeah, I'm watching myself in the camera. Oh, stuck on something. All right, and just throw it over like a movie star. Just kidding. You know, when my husband sees this video, he's going to be thinking his wife is a nut. Honey, you married me. So anyway, that's cool. So I did that, and then with some of the yarn that I have left from the third cake, I made a hat. I still have yarn left. I still have a ball of yarn. I'm gonna grab it. No, I'm not. It's a little bit, just a little bit smaller than a softball, but bigger than a baseball. That gives you an idea. So I'm gonna make a pom-pom. I did knit the hat too. And I can take my bun down for a minute. It's been so hot. I've been wearing my hair up. So it's meant to be a little slouchy. So I put a pom-pom on top, and then I have my, you know, scarf to go with it. So yeah, I like it. So I did that. All right. Let me just put my hair back up. It is time to cut my hair. It's just a little bit too long for me. Alrighty. And guess what I finished, y'all? Dun da da da! I finished my loom blanket! Yay! And the crowd goes wild. Oh, yeah. So it is, I should have measured it. I did not. Let's see if I can, I'm kind of close to the camera. I'll try to back up without knocking anything over behind me. So it is like from my shoulders to my ankle. Oh wait, was that the, yeah, that's the long way. That's the long way. So this is a good size throw. And I did this with the homespun yarn, Lion Brand. And I ended up using, so the white was all one skein of yarn, and same with this kind of greenish blue mixture there. It was like one and like a tiny bit more, like I don't even think it was a quarter of a skein more. And then I used, I would say 2.5 skeins of the blue. And then when I got to the end point, I bind it off, and it was like, okay. So this will be my dad's. He asked me to make him a blanket, and I had already started this one. So I thought, this is gonna work. He didn't care what color or anything. So I'm gonna give this to my dad. Yep. All right, so those are my most recent finished projects. Put that up there without knocking anything over. All right, so now, whoops, sorry, kicked my stand that's holding my phone. So I started my husband's blanket again. Let's see if I can find a picture. don't remember. Oh yeah, the picture is like, it came out in pink, so you really can't see the whole thing, which is kind of annoying to me. Yeah, you can't really see that. So anyway, so this is part of it. So it's a percussion set. So that's just like the top corner half, I guess. Yeah. So anyway, I started, and this time I switched, same colors and everything, but I switched to a number 4 weight, worsted weight yarn. And this is where I got my clips on, so it's, hold on a second, let me take that off. Oh, just pulled out a few stitches. That's okay, no biggie. Come on, work with me, y'all. Work with me. Okay, so anyway. So, can you see? Okay, there we go. So you're looking here, this part right here, this is the bass. This is part of the bass drum, which is the big loud thing, if you guys don't know. And so this yellow will just keep going up to a point, pretty much like halfway through. Yeah, and then it's just blue on this side. So I'll just keep going up and over. So yeah, it's working for me, thankfully. I haven't wanted to throw it into the fire yet. I won't. I'm gonna clip this back on. I'm gonna show you what the back looks like. So I am obviously doing bobbins a little bit, but I'm also doing, I forget what it's called. It's like, I don't know. I don't know exactly the technique. So it's a combination of things basically. So I am doing some tapestry where some of the yarn is kind of feeding through, like for some of these smaller parts here. And then there was parts where it's just like, oh, you just had a little bit here. So I just went ahead and clipped it and just tied them off. And I know that's gonna mean a lot of sewing in ends later. I'm okay with it. I might like just, probably what I'll do is at some point just stop, just take care of those ends and then keep moving on. So that's where I am with that project. And oh, I came across, and I knew I had it. It's not like I lost it or anything, but I hadn't worked on this. So I wanted to know how to do interlap Tunisian squares. And so I watched a couple of videos, and I had got a pattern from Tony with TL Yarn Crafts. It's a shawl. It's like interlac shawl or wrap or something. But hers is like with different colors, really pretty. So anyway, I decided to go with these colors. And it's pretty darn easy. Like, I don't even know what I did with the pattern because I don't need it anymore. So you know, for those who've never done it, you start with a small Tunisian square, just Tunisian stitch square, and then you add on. It gets, you know, it grows and grows and grows. So my pattern is to do 3, and you're alternating the gray and the teal color, and then a row of black. So when I get to the 3rd of the teal, I will see how big it is. And if it's big enough, then my last row of black is going to end with triangles. So to make it the edge, you know, even across, you do, I guess, short rows or like triangles. And now that part, I'm going to have to find the video and figure out how to do that. Because, I mean, yeah, I can read patterns, but sometimes it's a little confusing to me. So I learned by watching and doing. So best. So that's what I'm going to do. And so this yarn, you know, back in my day, I was just like, oh, that yarn is pretty. I'm going to order that a gazillion years ago. I got this yarn, I believe, from Hobbii, and it very much could have been like, very well could have been part of my first order from Hobbii ever. So this is a Touch of Merino. This is a Lion Brand company. Oh, I just noticed that. Not that I don't care about that. That doesn't matter to me. So maybe it wasn't Hobbii. Wherever I got it from. So this color is Swedish blue, Oxford gray, and black. So I had got like, I don't know how many skeins, maybe 4 skeins each. So this is the rest of the first teal. There's a tiny bit of gray left from the first skein. Oh, like that much. Oh, not that. Looks like spaghetti. Anyway, like that was from the first skein. And then the black is, you know, there's still a lot of black left because I'm only doing 1 row of the black. So yeah. So I pulled this out. And I think I know I started on a trip to New York and back 4 to 6 years ago. That's all I can tell you. Take my glasses off. I don't remember exactly if it was when my youngest grandson was born and he just turned 6, or if he was like 2. I don't remember. And it really doesn't matter. So I picked it up, and I think when I picked it up, I'm trying to think, where was I on here? I might have been like right before I did the black. So somewhere like one of these rows here, I think. And so I picked it up and I just started working on it again. This is not for any particular person, so it might get put back down again for a while. No, it's okay. So, what else? One of my friends, one of my co-worker friends, well, we don't work together anymore, but she's still a friend of mine. She had a baby. Oh gosh, she's got to be about 3, because I know she was pregnant during COVID. And she had a little boy, and then her and her husband were trying to have another baby, and they were having some trouble. But she texted me the other day, and she's like, "I'm pregnant, and it's a girl!" Like, yay! I'm so excited for her. And so her baby's due in December, and after she had her little boy, a relative of hers also had a baby, like a little while after she did, and she asked me if I could make a cocoon for her relative. And so I did, and she's like, she really liked it, and she's like, "Oh, if I have another baby, I want that." So I'm definitely gonna make her a cocoon. But I had got this pattern, this mosaic pattern here. This is definitely from Hobie. You could probably see that, duh. And I was like, oh, I want to make that for her. So I started the blanket. And the yarn that I'm using is just a regular white yarn. But for my stash, this is Mandala Ombre, you know, the cakes. And so I'm using this for my contrasting color. And I'm really liking it. Really liking it. So yeah. So working on that, and it's going, so far it's going pretty fast. I think I did all this in one day, and I'm gonna work on it again today, because the other thing I started, and I'm gonna have to make at least 5 of them, is a Christmas stocking, but not just any Christmas stocking. So Marley Bird, I don't know if you've heard of her. She's pretty, I think she's got a pretty big following on the YouTubes and Facebook. I did purchase her Stitchmas program. First of all, I've never made a Christmas stocking before, so it's good to like have the video, but also just have, you know, a bunch of patterns, all kinds of different patterns that come with this, which is nice. And so I started my granddaughter's stocking. Her name is Alyssa. She goes by Allie. And so her main picture is an angel. I did this yesterday. I did her name like the night before, and then I did this yesterday. And then I'm gonna put hearts, like another like pattern, like a small pattern, and then I'm gonna do I have to do the heel, and then do the foot, and then the toe. But it's pretty easy actually, and yeah, it's pretty exciting. So it's 2-sided. You can also do this in knit if you get her, if you go with her program. I'll try to make sure it's linked below. You know how that goes. But I'm like, this is so fun. So I really like it. I had made a copy of the pattern. Like this is, so when you're doing it, it's actually upside down because you're working from the top this way, upside down till you get to the toe. So basically I just, I cut the pattern out. I did her name, oh, her name is, where's her name? Sorry. Where's her name? Oh, I tucked it under. So it's actually going to be upside down. So I just looked at the squares. There's a page, like if you purchase it, it's like $24, but actually it's not bad because there's like 50 different patterns or something like that. It's a lot. Like you get, I want to say like 10 big ones, and then you get some medium ones and some little ones. It's really cool. So if you don't want to like try to figure out, and the other thing too, is you can, like if you use fiddle stitch, you can actually take the patterns and copy them into fiddle stitch, and like play around with the colors and whatever. I can do that. I have fiddle stitch, but I'm not real tech savvy, so I haven't sat down to like really try to like do it that way. But I'm okay with pen and paper. I'm just very much that person. But if you like electronic digital way of doing it, you can do it that way if you get her patterns and stuff. And I'm not trying to like promote this, but I just thought this was really cool. So if somebody else was thinking like, what else could you possibly get your grandchildren or another kid that might have everything under the sun, but they might not have their own personalized Christmas stocking, I thought this was great. Or if you're, a designer and a pattern maker and all that, you can certainly do this on your own. Absolutely. So anyway, so I just like, cut the pattern out, and I had graph paper and I just kind of stuck it on there, and I did the, the lettering. And then this is what's going to be on the foot part. I clearly didn't color it in because my color pattern kind of changed a little bit, which is okay because I was just going to do like maybe maybe 3 tones and like in the pinks and the red colors. But then I changed my mind. And actually I'm glad I did because so far I like what I did here with this kind of like mauve color, and then it's like darker red color, and then did the gold and this beige color. Oh, I took the label off. Let's see if I can find one. And so the yarn that they recommend is like a DK tweed yarn. So I just want to show you what I'm, oops, trying not to cover the camera, sorry. You see that? Yeah, this is not new yarn, folks. This is stuff that was up in my closet. I had purchased this yarn a long time ago, and I really did not have a specific project for it. And so for this project with the stockings, the patterns call for a DK yarn, and I looked at the tweed yarn that they had linked to it, and I was like, oh, that's really nice yarn, and I was so tempted. But for one thing, so again, I'm making definitely 5, 1 for each grandchild. I wasn't sure like exactly how much yarn I was going to need, and the pattern that she does on YouTube, like you can watch, do the, what do you call it, crochet along with her for that. And for that particular one pattern, it tells you like how much yarn to use, right? So for any other pattern, you don't know. And I was like, you know what? I really don't need to buy any more yarn. I have a bunch of DK yarn, a bunch. So I'm going to work with what I got. And that was a smart decision. I'm proud of me. It was tempting. You know me and yarn. I like yarn. I was trying to find the color. Oh, there it is. This one here. This is not this is the one, but I don't know where the label is. So anyway, so this yarn actually is called, it's from Stylecraft Special DK. And I believe I ordered this however long ago off of Ophelia Talks, her website. And she has like these bags of yarn. They come like this. I forget how many are in there, and I don't remember how much it cost because it was a while ago. So I think I had got like 2 different colorways. So I think I actually got 3 bags because again, it's like, why not? I might make a blanket with it or something. And I still might because Lord knows I got plenty in there. But either way, so I decided to use this yarn. And I also, that's what this background color is. But I also had this gold color. This is from Hobie. This is their, what's it called? Mega Ball in the DK. And I had bought, I think 2 or 3, primarily for a blanket I'm working that has started, and I at some point need to pick up for my son. And I was like, I got gold yarn, perfect. So I did that for that part, and then so for the, I think I got these from Hobie. I gotta get my glasses on because the print is just a little bit too small. So this was definitely like one of the first time. I'm pretty sure I got this from Hobie. This is Cloudborne Fibers. It's baby alpaca. It's a DK. Oh, this one says worsted 4. I don't know about that. Well, either way, why did I think this was a 3? It is not gonna matter. It's too late now. I really cannot tell the difference. I think this is really more like a 3. It really does not feel like a 4 to me, but I'm not an expert. So, but either way, so for the main color here, this is called Seashell Heather. And for the letters, same yarn. This was a limited edition. That's probably what I can't find anymore. Scarlet Heather. So that's what I did for the letters. And then there's a couple of other colors in here that I, like for the hearts, I might do that. And then I have to do, I want to do the heel in a different color. So I haven't figured that part out just yet. Originally I was just going to kind of just stick with all the pinks and the roses. But then I thought I really wanted to do the angel in gold because it's like little sparkles and stuff. And I don't know, I like it. I like it. So, I'm not sure why that's yellow ones over here. So, yeah. So, that's what I've been up to lately. Today is my knit group. None of my projects that I'm working on are knit. I did kind of like, I cast it on a baby hat on a pair of needles. So I might do that. I haven't decided yet. But yeah, so that's what I've been up to. I have a lot of crochet projects to do, which is pretty cool. One is like just kind of there, maybe my easy like travel blanket. It's just easier to take like a skein of yarn and that I'm talking about my Tunisian project here, this one. And I still have not finished that other one yet. I'll get to it. I will. I might work on this a little bit more. We'll see. But yeah, today's project I'm going to work on is definitely going to be the mosaic baby blanket. And yeah, I know some people, like there's different ways to deal with these like little pockets. And it's like, oh, they're little fingers. Honestly, it's not that deep. So I think it'll be fine. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. Oh, one other thing I want to, like I have my little list so I wouldn't forget stuff. So if you're in Virginia and you want to go to a Fiber Fest, there is one the weekend of September 23rd and 24th, Saturday, Sunday, September 23rd, 24th, and it's in Berryville. And you're probably like, where in the world is Berryville, Virginia? It's like Shenandoah area, I guess. So I think I'm gonna go. I want to go. I haven't been to a Fiber Fest yet, and I keep saying I'm gonna go. I didn't really want to go by myself, but my husband, if my husband doesn't have to work or have other commitments, he'll take me because he's a good husband like that. But I think he may have something to do that weekend. So I just have to decide if I'm going to make it a day trip, because I do have to work on Friday, and just get up and go, because I think it's it might be like 2 hours away from where I live. Um, I don't know yet, but we'll see. So anyway, I hope everyone is doing well. Thanks for all your comments from my previous video. I know I don't post a lot. That's all. I don't know what to say about that. But yeah, stay cool, stay hydrated, and until the next time, keep stitching. I look forward to your comments, and yeah, that's all, folks.